A little over 7 months ago, Sony released their first customizable controller, and boy did it cause some frenzy. Since then, I've put it through the paces playing games like Call of Duty, FIFA, NBA 2K, Gran Turismo, and this is my long-term review after 7 months of use, so buckle up and let's go for the ride. Getting into it, for the first time, Sony released a controller with a carrying case, and tell you what, it's absolutely top of the line. The hardshell case comes with the Sony logo engraved on it, and at the front a velcro latch that allows you to charge it in the case, but more on that a little later in the video. Inside, we've got the DualSense Edge controller, a braided USB-C to A cable, 2 high and low stick caps, 2 metallic lever back buttons, 2 hub domes that go into the orifices at the back of the controller, and this securing connector. Design-wise, it more or less carries on with the same design language as that of the DualSense controller, with a few new features which I'll be going through in just a bit. Starting with the faceplate around the thumbsticks, which gives it that glossy look but also catches fingerprints like a magnet. This gets a bit annoying, especially after a good gaming session with boys, but nothing a microfiber cloth can't sort. I also like how the thinning of the black lines coming from the thumbsticks makes the controller look so aesthetic, and the rounding of the controller handle tips makes it even more sleek. While on the subject of aesthetics, the change of the buttons from transparent to black and the trackpad from white to black brings out the contrast, which makes the controller a visual spectacle. Moving along, the addition of the tiny PlayStation icons on the trackpad and the inner groups of the handles just shows the craftsmanship that went into the build of this controller. Moving to the backside, over here we've got a raft of changes that have come in clutch over the last 7 months, especially when gaming. Starting with the ones that go into the orifices at the back of the controller, we've got 2 levers and 2 half domes. Personally, the long levers are my favorites, and I've been using them to aim while on the move playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and tell you what, it's made such a big difference. On the flip side, you could remap them to any commands you like, be it crouching, switching weapons, and it's not just in Call of Duty. In FIFA, you could use it for fancy football skills. In NBA 2K, you could use it to do pick and roll, and as a handbrake in racing games like Gran Turismo 7. Like mentioned earlier, the levers work best for me, but you could use the half domes or one of each, which some people find odd, but then again, it's all at your discretion. When it comes to installation, no user manuals are required. Simply lower the levers or half domes to the orifices and you'll feel a magnetic pull which will snap it into position. When it comes to removing them, it's super easy. Give it a slight push to the side, then pull and you're good to go. Moving up to the adjustable triggers, they've completely changed the L2 and R2 buttons, and in a good way, more so for those of us who enjoy FPS games like Call of Duty. Case in point, I've had it in the short mark position to give me those rapid trigger inputs, and in the long mark position for the satisfying acceleration feel when playing Gran Turismo 7. Again, these are just my preferences, you could always customize it to your heart's content. To give some context to those who have no idea how the trigger stops work, when in the longest mark position they work exactly the same as the DualSense, but when you push them to any of the other Mark II positions, the travel distance changes. Turning the controller around, the most glaring buttons are the thumbsticks, and in my case, the most used controls. In the past I've had to buy new controllers in the event of stick drift, but thanks to the customizability of the thumbsticks, it's now a thing of the past. Just $30 Australian you can get yourself a replacement. Taking a deep dive into the thumbsticks, in total you have 3 stick caps, the standard ones that come attached to the controller, then the 2 high and low stick caps that you can swap in at your discretion. Over the last 7 months, I've enjoyed the low stick caps and find them the easiest and comfiest to use when navigating through defense lines in FIFA. Swapping them is pretty easy. Simply push the button underneath the controller to release the faceplate, then pull the metal levers next to them. From there, you can slide them out, then slot in the replacements. Once the replacements are in, push the levers down and lock them in place with the faceplate. Now, with all these new features, it can be a bit overwhelming dialing in everything on the first try, so if you've been trying to set it up to no avail, fear not, here's a simple workflow. After connecting your controller to the PlayStation, a guide will pop up on your screen. As you can see, there are a few different manuals, but we'll go straight into the main features. Starting off with the profile setting, you can press either of the function buttons and that will pop up the function menu. After that, you'll get access to several features including swapping between preset controls, setting profiles, and adjusting your audio. For controller profile customization settings, hold down the function button, then press the option button to select customize profile. The custom profile menu will pop up and you can create up to 3 custom profiles to suit your gaming needs. Personally, this has come in handy since one profile doesn't work for all the games I play. To create your custom profile, click on Create Custom Profile, then type in your profile name. After that, click OK and you'll be directed to the profile customization menu. Over here, you can customize your button assignments, adjust your stick sensitivity and set trigger dead zones, change the intensity of your controller vibrations and trigger them. If you'd like to see a step-by-step guide on how to customize your controller, let me know in the comment section. Moving along, when it comes to battery life, this is by far the biggest downside of the DualSense Edge controller. At just 1050 mAh, it's 2/3 the size of the DualSense, which sits at 1560 mAh, and over the last 7 months, the significant dip in battery life was noticeable. In its lifetime, the DualSense has given me up to 13 hours of gameplay before needing more juice, whereas with the DualSense Edge, I've been getting up to about 6 hours of gameplay before recharge. After doing a bit of digging, Sony claims the fact that the DualSense Edge kept more or less the same form factor as that of the DualSense, but with a host of extra features, the battery life is bound to drain a lot faster. If you'd ask me, that makes a lot of sense, and you could tell that from the difference in heft between the two controllers. Speaking of extra features, the DualSense Edge saw the introduction of the connector housing, which ensures the accompanying braided USB-C to A cable stays in place whilst charging. Something to note though, you'll have to be careful during those moments of frustration midway through the game so that you don't end up throwing your console the other side of the room. Safe to say, the braided USB-C to A cable is built like a tank, and the fact that it's 2 meters, I've enjoyed playing comfortably in my Eames chair, which is a fair distance from the screen. As for the price, you'll be parting with 340 Australian dollars, which is the equivalent of 230 American dollars. Definitely on the premium budget end of the market, and the fact that it's almost 3 times the price of the DualSense makes it a bit of a novelty. If you'd ask me, unless you're so much into gaming, it wouldn't be necessary. Nonetheless, the discretion is at your hands. In conclusion, although not the first of its kind, the DualSense Edge controller has revolutionized Sony's gaming peripherals with its sleek design, ergonomic feel, and the groundbreaking features. Its adaptive triggers and haptic feedback immerse you in the game, allowing you to feel the tension of a bowstring or the rumble of an explosion. The responsive buttons, precise analog sticks, and versatile touchpad provide optimal control and versatility, and with the inbuilt microphone, voice chat has been effortless. After 7 months, I can confidently say Sony has truly redefined gaming expectations with this device, delivering an unparalleled level of immersion. While the DualSense Edge comes at a premium price, its exceptional gaming experience justifies the investment for dedicated gamers. From heart-pounding action to serene reflections, this controller adapts seamlessly, enhancing enjoyment and deepening the connection to virtual worlds. It truly represents the future of gaming, offering an unrivaled experience that allows you to feel every moment of the game. If you've got to this point of the video, leave a thumbs up down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and click the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video. Check out this video of the PS5 2-year review to see how it's held out. Until then, people of the internet, I'm signing out. See you